Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. During our Belize adventure this year, we dedicated a day to explore the fascinating site of Caracol. Accompanied by our knowledgeable guide Junior, it turned out to be an information-packed journey diving into the history of the Maya people and the ancient city itself. Overcoming my fear of heights, we even conquered the climb to the top, creating unforgettable memories that will last us a lifetime. Join me as I share some clips from this incredible day at Caracol. I hope you enjoy.
Tikal was, engaged against Caracol. So the two captives that we see here are from the city of Vital and Bucanal. They have a bounded hand to their back. They are
Paper in their ears?
they have been disposed of their, jewelry. So we get to see paper jewelry portrayed around their neck. Even the majestic earrings that they once wore has been replaced by paper earrings. This is part of what Mayans used, to do to humiliate their captives. Now, it mentions that both of them, that this guy comes from the city of Vital and Ucanal, which are two small communities that sit between the borderline of Caracol and Tikal. So archaeologists believe that when the war, was ongoing, these two guys here became captives. And there's a monument, I think it's this one here, or no, it's this one here, that speaks about one of the parents of one of these leaders here coming to try to negotiate his release. That doesn't happen, so they end up being executed in the public plaza. When we find places like this that have readable writing, this is big treasure to archaeologists. Yeah. Because this helps us understand more about, the events, names, date of birth, and many times even the fate that they once suffered. So every stone piece that we're going to get to see is limestone. And if you that have had the chance of visiting the ones in the southern part, Shenantonich, and now this majestic city, you notice the quality of the stone here is very different. It's more massive. So that's how archaeologists are also many times able to see the origin of many monuments that we're able to find on other sites as well. Illustration of this great leader here. You can see his headdress, the scepter he's holding. His feet is like, this, all this green jewelry. Down here would have a small little elf that somehow is holding some sort of gifts as well that has been given to the
Oh,
king.
a dwarf. Yes,
Yep.
right here. Yeah.
See here.
Yeah.
You can see the earring, the eyes, the mouth, the nose. So dwarves are considered to be super special beings as well in the cosmology of the Mayans. They are direct servant or the mediators between the king and the gods. So these guys here, they also enjoyed of a high status in life. The hieroglyphics, many times, because the material is limestone, the elements many times destroys majority of this valuable information.
This here, would this be 60 or 30?
That's 15.
15. Oh, okay, so 5.
Okay, so the mathematics system is based on 3 symbols.
Yep.
The seashell for representation of 0, the dots represent 1,
Yep.
and the bars represent 5.
Okay.
They are in powers of 20s. So if you start from the base, whatever symbol you put there has values of 1s. When you jump to the second level, whatever sits there has to be multiplied by 20.
Gotcha.
The higher you go, the more value the number has.
Yep.
And these are monuments that speaks about, some of the ceremonial activities done by leaders whenever, terms has been agreed on by both parties. They would always sit down, chillax, have a cup of chocolates, burn some incense, and continue to deliberate on, the goals that they have and what is going to make them even more powerful. The city of Shenantonich, when archaeologist Dr. Jaime Awe found the remains of another queen in that great city. So that brings us to the question of that brings us to the answer of one of the common questions. Were cities governed by just men, or do we have women? We had both. It was just a fact of the oldest child taking the spot of the dad when the dad passed away.
Okay.
So we had great kings great winds. We might be quite lucky to find howler monkeys as well, you know, moving around on the branches of the tree. On the ground, we might be able to see leaf cutter ants. Okay, and you can see or you can feel that even though we are in the jungle, the humidity is still here, so that's why we need to drink as much water as we can to keep our bodies rehydrated. Now at this level here, we can start seeing the first evidences of the buried city. This is part of a retaining wall. So there is a small residence on this side here. Likewise on this side here, we're able to see a retaining wall. We have a residence on that side. And just as we walk around, we're gonna enter into the public plaza. Quick road, starting at the age of 250, 300 years after Christ. By the end of 600 years after Christ, Caracol is already the most powerful city that sits in the country of Belize. So this guy is, you know, without any match against him. He's the guy that controls, dictates majority of what needs to be done in the area. At the start of 700 to 800 years after Christ, the Mundo Maya starts experiencing the first negative impact of massive deforestation, which leads to the start of very bad droughts. Cities, bigger cities like this, start getting into chaos. There's a lot of panic. So what the divine leaders believe is happening is that the gods are no longer pleased with them. So what they start doing? They start going into war. Like I said, everything is religiously symbolical. And as we pass the gateways on level 2, we enter into the king's residence. Up there, we're going to find two tombs. In tomb number 1, which will be to the right hand side, that's where we found the remains of Lady Batsek in the late 1970s. Now, archaeologists tells us that that lady comes to the city of Caracol at the age of 18 years. She marries they conceive two sons, Can the first and Can the second. Because Can the first is the oldest, he's the one that takes the spot of his dad before Can the second does. And Lady Batsek dies at the age of 65. So her son, who is Can the second at that very time, he's the one that builds the residence on the top. And he wants to have the energy of his mom close to him. So he builds that ceremonial tomb closer to where he lives with his family. Now the steps to go up is high and steep. We can either use the original ones on the front in level 1, or we can walk to the left hand side of the main acropolis, go to the back on the left, and we have modern steps that
So here's where we reached the halfway mark after climbing the stairs on the left-hand side. This is a row of sleeping quarters. We walked through them. Junior showed us like the beds that are still there. We also looked around a little bit, and then we decided to go up further. So the steps that you see in this video are the steps that we had to climb up. I had to crawl up, is more like it. So we did actually go to the top, and I do have videos of up at the top as well.
Their head, and they were literally, kind of sitting down.
Yep.
So these are the long beds. The size of it tells me that it's basically just for one person. So this is the bed of one person, and sitting behind the entrance to the heavens makes it more sacred. So it tells us that the persons living here were simply just visitors of other cities. These days, just to give you an idea, that not all bulkers look like what we see at Chichen Itza.
Right, that's the biggest one. Isn't it?
Yeah, the older ones have stone markers. The modern ones, built during the classic era, are the ones that have the stone hoops. The game is played similar as in a hoop, but this time the ball has to hit the wall, hit any of the markers. We're not sure about the points that they generate, but at the end of some games, there's human sacrifice. So when the Royal Fiestas was being celebrated in the city, there would be a match played to commemorate that date. And at the end of that match, they would sacrifice the captain of the winning team. They wanted to give the best to God. This is the camping ground, and here were all workers that works hand in hand with the University of Las Vegas, Nevada, with Dr. Diane and Arlene Chase. These were everything is carried out. So where we find evidence that after,
You want to go?
the crowning or the throning of Lord Candide I, the royal residence is born under the hands of Chinatrich, Naranjo, Vital, and Canal. So we found evidence of smoke within the walls of this residence.
They rebuilt it, huh?
Thank you for joining us on this journey through Caracol. Until next time, stay curious, keep exploring, and let the stories of the past guide you into the future. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more content showcasing beautiful Belize. If you would like our guide's information, I have left his details in the description below.